and today I'm going to be starting that new Survivalcraft series I teased. It took me a little while to get this set up, where we will play the game on cruel mode and play using some survival tips I found. I do want to let everyone know, though, this video is for entertainment and not educational purposes. Don't act like this is going to mean you can just survive in real life because you watched me play Survivalcraft. It's definitely not that. I would not do that. Before we get too far into it, we do got to read the verse of the day from the YouVersion Bible app, which is a free app. I like to read the verse of the it's a free app you can download. I like to read the verse of the day at the start of every video because I feel like starts off my videos with a good positive message as we get into our stuff. And today's verse is Luke chapter 6, verse 38, and I'm reading from the CSB today, and it says, "Give, and it will be given to you, a good measure, pressed down, shaken together, and running over, will be poured into your lap. For with the measure you use, it will be measured back to you." So that means be generous and don't, withhold stuff, which is always a good message. Okay. Alright, so I'll have the tips flashing up on screen as well, in case you guys can't understand what I'm saying or what I'm supposed to be doing. So the first tip is, of course, number 1, master your attitude. I gotta develop a plan, inventory what I have, identify what I need to do to survive, be determined, and understand that my feelings aren't facts. Well, I just got abandoned by my my crewmates, and so I'm upset about that, but it's okay. This is a video game. I can keep that separate. What do I have? I have exactly what you see in my hotbar. Not much. Just very simple things that I was gathering while I was doing the intro. A plan. Find a good temperate biome to live in that has a good source of food. Looks like we got lucky with spawn. Here we are. And generally just follow the survival advice for indefinitely. Now, the survival advice is planning for a rescue, but we all know that we're going to be here until we die. So we're going to have to basically ignore anything that says, and make sure to put SOS. It doesn't say that. It says very, very sparsely. It says, basically, don't actually go climbing mountains looking for help. Stay where you are at the moment, and just get a basic setup going. And tip number 2, make an insulated shelter. So we gotta think small. We're gonna construct a framework with the environment around me. So, setting up against this tree, for example, or inside a mountain. And it's think small. You're going to need it just basically as tiny, compact, and just it needs to be useful and functional, and it can't being big wastes energy. Boom, there we go, door. Now nothing can get in if we don't let it. Now we can continue harvesting some resources. Just because it's raining out, and you shouldn't be going outside and I believe it would be called inclement weather. I have no idea. You shouldn't be going outside when the weather's not nice, like if it's too hot or too cold out or if it's raining, because that does increase your chances of dying. And actually, I saw this thing, the survivalist's rule of freeze, and how you should prioritize what you're getting. Basically, it's how long can you survive without blah blah blah, whatever thing we're listing right now. You can survive, according to this thing, 3 minutes without oxygen, 3 hours without shelter, 3 days without water, and 3 weeks without food. So that's a priority you should get. Make sure you're not suffocating first. Get some place to shelter your body from the elements. And then, after that, you can go on ahead and start looking for some water first. Make sure it's clean. This game doesn't have a water system, so I'm lucky. Although there was a little lake area that I pointed out earlier that I could have gone to. You're not going to want salt water. And if you can't get clean water, you can go on ahead and take a look at whatever dirty water is around and see about boiling that. Yeah, I'm gonna actually take a nap. I'm gonna lay down and rest. We just got marooned. We're gonna rest. We're going to see about getting some food because starving would be the worst way to end this first episode. Hi, I've decided to start a new series and I die day one because my character couldn't find food in a very lush environment. That would be a little embarrassing, I think. Now that we've made our insulated shelter, the next tip is actually find clean water or find another water source, which or collect water from vegetation. Those are the next 3 steps of how you can try and keep yourself hydrated. Find clean water. If you know that the water's clean, great, you can drink it. But it's actually recommended that you still boil any water that you find out there because you're not entirely sure what could be in there. So make sure you boil your water for at least 15 minutes before you drink it to make sure it's clean. And you can also always collect like dew from vegetation if push comes to shove. You see that, right? You see that half a hunger bar? We'll do fine. We're gonna do fine. Close to starvation? Yeah, I figured that out. And the next step after finding water, which we're going to skip because we don't need water, because we're doing a water fast, is light a fire and then get your fire going bigger to keep yourself warm when it gets cold. So you light your fire with, whatever you have on your matches, magnesium fire starter, flint and steel, whatever you have on you. We can put 4 sticks in a crafting grid, and that does it for us. Yeah, oh goodness, I just started starving. I'm going to have to try and... There's the wolves over there. I hear the pig. Not entirely sure where that pig is. I definitely need it. And like I said, after build a fire, there's know your knots. You gotta know what knots you're getting. So I'm gonna make a piece of string to show y'all that I know my knots. After I find some food, because it also says at the beginning, make sure that you, if there's any critical needs you need, get that, and make sure to get that. Oh, that's a bear. I'm not gonna go fight a bear. Definitely don't want to fight a bear. Yeah, where's that pig? I hear you snorting. There we go, I found you. Thank you. Oh, no. Nope, don't kill me, don't kill me. It's my job to kill and eat you. I hit you. I'm going to get you. You're gonna be really tasty. Ha! Gotcha. That was good. Ooh, that's nice. All right, we're gonna get that food. We're gonna cook it up. Always cook your food. Always cook it to. Shoot. Oh, I hear a bear. I hear that bear. I'm gonna have to get back into my shelter. Hi. Yeah, I'm definitely supposed to be here. There we go. That should be good. Yeah, close to starvation, find food, blah, blah, blah. We've heard this spiel before. We're gonna just make the, charcoal real quick. I hear some, other predators, and I'm not wanting to go out there and see them, but we're doing great. We're following. Oh, while we're waiting for our meal to cook, I'm going to show you. Next tip, know your knots. There is the bowline and double half-hitch knots, which... I can't show you how to make that in Survivalcraft because this is the knots we can make. There, I know my knots. But those are good knots to know for tying things, I guess. That's what you use knots for, right? Oh, good, and I even got to keep a piece of wood. Okay, we're gonna cook that. Is that called bacon? I know it's called bacon in the other game, but it's only called meat. Okay. Eat that. I feed. It is delicious food. Thank you very much. I'm not full, but I'm not gonna eat anymore. Because you should try and preserve your resources if you can. Although there is something I saw. Don't try and just ration your water if you're stranded. Don't say, well, let's ration our water and see where things are. If you're thirsty, drink. Plenty of people have been found dead with plenty of water on them because they went and decided that they wanted to ration their water so that they didn't run out. There are it's discretion. Ration your food supplies if you can, but always make sure your basic needs are met. Since we happen to have this lovely meter down on our hotbar that tells us exactly how well we're doing, we don't have to guess. We don't have to try and ration it out maybe. We can go on ahead and just ration our supplies as needed. So I do want to let you all know that make sure your basic needs are met, and don't try to make sure that you're splitting it up evenly. Make sure your needs are met, because you survive a lot easier on a full belly, well hydrated, well rested. Your chances of survival go up when your basic needs are met, even if that means your supply depletes faster, just because your body it needs a lot of energy to work. So just don't. This is some advice I'm going to give you. I'm not a professional, but I do know that make sure you're taken care of. Not just in, the wilderness on a survival mission trying to make sure you don't starve, but even in, civilized society with running water and electricity, you gotta make sure your basic needs are met. Food, water, rest, so that your body can be at its tip-top shape. That increases your chances of survival in the wilderness and your general happiness everywhere. And so I would just make sure that you're taken care of. Don't go and ration things. That's just not a good idea. I'm going to leave those wolves alone for now, because I definitely do not have the capacity to take them on. So I've collected some vines, because I'm going to try and because string is important. Something else that you see a lot of people talking about is how important it is to get string. And knives are also really important. Make sure that if you're surviving, you got a knife on hand, handy dandy, ready for you. Because otherwise, no knife, no versatile tool. Knives are the most versatile tool you could have. But unfortunately, there is no knives in Survivalcraft. There's machetes, but no knives. So rude of them. Okay, so we're going to cook up this food, because the food preserves longer while it's cooked. It's true in real life, that's true in Survivalcraft. It preserves even longer if it's been dried in some way. So if you've salted your meat, or you have jerky or whatever, or you smoked it, which is really hard to do, especially if you don't have a proper smoker set up. Make sure that if you have that done, your meat's been dehydrated, it preserves for even longer. But cooking it is a pretty okay way of preserving it, if that's all you got. Let's see here. We're gonna just go on ahead and do this real quick. Okay, yeah, I had this, done wrong. I'm hearing a bear out there. I'm not going out there. After I get this basic rudimentary armor done. And this is not part of their survival list, by the way. Their survival tips do not include strapping sticks to your body. You should actually travel pretty light if you're trying to survive. Keep your essentials on you, but don't necessarily there we go. Okay, so keep your essentials on you, but try not to be carrying too much. It slows you down. Your health. It slows you down. Doesn't help as much as you might want it to. Just because you have a limited amount of energy, you have a limited amount of resources, carry what you need with you. So if you have a water canteen, carry water with you, a ration of food, and whatever supplies you have. But you also shouldn't be moving around too much. You should be staying in one place that's fairly open where people can see you, because if you've crashed or something, they're going to be tracking down your last known location. So if you move around, it's a lot harder to find you. That's something I actually learned in my calculus class, because we were, I think it was a trigonometry class actually, because we were trying to, one of the word problems was, Jonathan crashed his helicopter into the ocean, use these area graphs to find him. It was something along those lines. And then my teacher said, yeah, actually, this is how search and rescue works. They'll go off of your last known location with like whatever GPS pings are happening, and then they'll search in an expanding area. We also ended up taking into account wind conditions that could have like pushed a hot air balloon, and said, okay, this is a good area to start searching in. It wasn't a search and rescue class, it was a calculus class, so like, I'm not entirely sure how true to life it is, but it's an interesting fact if y'all wanted to know that. And if you didn't want to know it, it's still an interesting fact, and now you do. And I think that's actually all we're going to do for today. We're not going to be pushing our luck any more than we have to. I hear those wolves out there. I know they're docile during the daytime, or should be, if I don't, like, step on their tails or whatever. I have my armor on, the beautiful, beautiful armor. I'm doing a lot better than in my other world. I don't know how I got so bad in this. Maybe the threat of losing the world forever makes me a better player. Or I'm way luckier in this world. Who knows? So yeah, I hope you all enjoyed the video. I hope you all consider subscribing. You know why I hope you all consider subscribing? Because we're going to be doing this again, and if you liked the video, you're going to want to subscribe to see it. You're going to want to hit that like button so that in case, you decide, no, I'm not going to subscribe, but I do like the video, it can still show up in your feed. So, because, YouTube's like, hey, you watched this video and liked it. I'm going to recommend you the next one. I do recommend, though, that personally I recommend you subscribe to get the videos completely, like, to get the videos completely in your notification box, because there are some other things I do, including Survivalcraft. Like, I play Minecraft, and I play a normal Survivalcraft world where I can die over and over again, and it's fine. This one is a different world. Yeah, so I hope you all have a wonderful day. I hope you all enjoyed the video. Peace out, guys.